Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a breastfeeding video, telling you guys my journey so far. My baby is 1 month old. She will be 2 months on the 14th of February. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so first I just want to start off with the beginning of breastfeeding. You know, when you first have your baby and they put the baby on your chest. She just worked down towards my boobs and latched like she knew what she was doing already. In the beginning, she would move her tongue back and bite, like put my nipple in between her two gums and gnaw, and that was so painful. Oh my gosh, like I can't even describe how painful it was. It was so painful. And the couple of days that we were in the hospital, I wanted to quit so bad. I wanted to give up. I was like, this is not for me. But I had the nurses, the lactation consultant. She came into my room and she what is it called? She basically trained her. She put a glove on and then put her finger in her mouth to get her to start like bringing her tongue down in front of her bottom gums instead of her just gnawing down on just moving her tongue back and then gnawing down with her two gums like this. And when she did that, she kind of got the hang of it, but it kind of was just a learning curve. You know, she got the hang of it eventually because now she doesn't do that anymore. And I think me giving her a binky kind of helped her learn to, put her tongue down instead of just gnawing on it. She kind of just got the hang of it right away, so that was fantastic and less painful for me. But yeah, okay, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is how many times I've been in tears just over it. I had to stay in the hospital a couple more days, so we were in the hospital for 5 days because I had high blood pressure and they were trying to get it under control before I left. I'm perfectly fine now. Blood pressure is good. But yeah, so by day 3, when my milk came in, I woke up and my boobs were, when I say huge, and the nurse kept saying you can pump a little just so that your nipple isn't when your boobs are engorged, your nipple tends to instead of it being like this to where they can latch onto, it will get filled up to where the point where they have really nothing, they can't get a grip onto it. So I would pump a little bit out and then she would latch on perfectly fine after that. There were a few, I was kind of, it's a new experience. In the beginning I didn't know, they say don't give your baby a bottle, blah blah blah. But my nipples were so cracked and bleeding so bad, I kind of just felt like I couldn't take it, and I just needed a break. A lot of the nurses at the hospital that I was at, they are a breastfeeding friendly hospital, but the nurses weren't they weren't shoving it down my throat, so that made me feel really good, even though I knew that I wanted to breastfeed, and it was just moments where I was didn't want to do it anymore because your nipples are cracked and bleeding and they hurt, and then when they latch it just hurts even more. In the beginning when you're trying to get your groove and the baby's trying to get their groove on latching and all of that stuff. So yeah, that's basically all that I have about the hospital part. When I tell you guys, I wanted to quit so bad, but there's so many benefits. There's so many benefits to breastfeeding, and I do believe, a baby being fed is the best. You don't know people's situation. You don't know if they tried breastfeeding and they couldn't do it because, postpartum, or they just didn't want to do it. Some people just don't want to do it, and that's perfectly fine. As long as your baby is fed, that's all that matters, period. I don't like when people, breastfeeding moms, I do believe that breast milk is the best for your baby, but it's not what everyone wants to do, and that's totally fine. That's totally okay. Do you, girl. Do what you want to do. Do what works best for you and your baby. One of my friends, she didn't give birth here where I live. She was breastfeeding for 2 weeks, and she breastfed, for a little bit. I'm not exactly sure around the exact time frame. I'm not too sure why I said 2 weeks, but so she was breastfeeding, right? And she was just mentally, like, she needed a certain type of medicine because of her mental health, and she couldn't take it because she was breastfeeding her baby. And the nurses at the hospital just bullied her and just made her feel like crap about wanting to not breastfeed, and she was in tears crying because she didn't want to breastfeed, and they basically just forced it on her and made her breastfeed. Not made her, but pushed it like down her throat basically. So she ended up breastfeeding for for a little bit, and then she decided that for her sanity and for her to be able to take the medicine that she needs to take, it was best for her to switch to formula. I totally get it. Do you. That's what's best for you and your baby, period. She said her daughter is much happier now, which is great. I just don't like when people are all like, I breastfeed my baby and I believe that that is the best for my child, and breast milk is the best for my child, so you should do it too. No, I don't believe that. I believe that you know your baby best than anyone else and what's best for them and their well-being. So yeah. So let's go ahead and get into the breastfeeding benefits, okay? Because I think it is the coolest thing ever that your baby can be feeling sick but not showing any signs or symptoms yet, or not, the symptoms aren't as big or whatever. You latch them and your body starts to create those antibodies that they need to fight it off before it even gets bad. Like, isn't that so amazing? It's so cool. So I will try and insert a picture of what breast milk looks like when the baby is like sick and normal breast milk. So the breast milk where they're sick, it's usually a yellow color, and then when they're feeling good or whatever, it's usually a white milky color. So yeah, my baby is exclusively breastfed. In the beginning I did pump, and I do have some in our freezer from when I did pump, but then I just decided that I wanted to exclusively breastfeed, no bottles, none of that. Now I'm contradicting myself right here, but every blue moon I do give her a bottle, because let's say our family gets here and me and my husband want to go out for a dinner date, and our family's gonna watch the baby. If I'm not with her, she's not gonna have anything to eat. So I have been introducing the bottle every once in a while. It is not anything that's like, okay, I'm giving the bottle right now. Like, it's not a timed type of thing. It's every once in a while, every blue moon, and she does take it. She's not like, because I've heard of so many horror stories of exclusively breastfed babies. Say their whole maternity leave, they're exclusively breastfed, never introduced to a bottle at all. And then the mom goes back to work and the baby has to take a bottle, and the baby won't take the bottle. Now I am blessed and lucky that I don't have to go to work, so that's not my situation. But like I said, if my family gets here and I'm gonna go on a date night or whatever, or go run some errands, stuff like that, she'll have something to eat and she will take it. So that is the only reason why I have introduced the bottle, but besides that, she's exclusively breastfed. Another benefit, okay, so something that I don't know if a lot of people know this, but if you breastfeed when you first have your baby, after you give birth, your uterus is contracting to come back to a normal size. When you breastfeed, it makes your uterus contract and get smaller a lot quicker. And I did realize that those after birth contractions were no joke. Like, oh my goodness, I would have to stop and breathe, you know, because it was just so painful. But yeah, breastfeeding just sped that along and made that faster. So yeah. Apparently breastfeeding lessens the risk of SIDS, which I didn't even know, and most of the doctors say that there's not really any like, they don't know the reason why this is the case, but it is. So now I'm just going to tell you guys about some of the worries that I have had about breastfeeding. So one was because she's exclusively breastfed, I don't pump much unless I'm like really engorged, then I pump. One of the worries that I've found myself worrying about is not knowing if you're producing enough for your baby. I was very, you know, you get very like scared and you just don't know. But we went to the doctor's today just to get everything checked out, and she's perfectly fine and she's gaining weight as she should. So that makes me really happy and makes me not worry that she's not getting enough. Because I've had a lot of friends that breastfed, because I'm in a breastfeeding group on Facebook, and that is another thing that I will say, get into a group that's specifically for breastfed babies, just so that you have that support. And if you have any questions or just want to go in the chat because, you know, your baby's cluster feeding and you just feel insane, you know, just to have people to chat that understand the struggles that you're going through when it comes to breastfeeding. So yeah, that's one thing that I would say that it helped me a lot. And I joined this group before I actually gave birth to her, you know, just to ask for advice, you know, the best breast pumps that you can get. Also, I would recommend a Haka. I will put a picture up here of what it is. But basically, when she's feeding, I will put it on this side, and all the letdown, because when you feed on this side, your boob will leak. Your other boob will leak, and that's called letdown. And that letdown, you can it'll catch it in the Haka, and you can just pour that in a storage bag, put the date on it, and freeze it. And that'll help with your you just having milk in the freezer, just in case, you know, you do want to breastfeed. And I would just recommend it anyways, because the Haka is really amazing and you're not wasting milk, you know, in your nursing bra or anything like that. So yeah, that's what I have about that. So now I'm going to go ahead and talk about the nursing bras, tank tops, things like that. So I have nursing bras and nursing tank tops. The nursing tank tops are fantastic because if you want to, you know, breastfeed out in public, it's discreet because you just clip it from the top up here. There's a clip. You clip it, and then you're still clothed down here. So it's just, you know, you just pull the boob out, put the baby on the boob, you know, pull the bra back up, birth baby, you know, the whole spiel. But the nursing tank tops are amazing, and if I can find some, I will link them down below of where, because I got some from Target and I got some from Walmart, and they're both amazing. I think Walmart is cheaper. I'm assuming Walmart's cheaper than Target, but they're both great quality and amazing. So I will definitely link those down below. And then the nursing bra that I have is fantastic because it's literally like a sports bra, but it just unclips up here. You can unclip, put the baby on the boob, and you know, that's it. So that's all that I have about that's all that I have for this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it, and comment down below, like, comment, and subscribe, guys, for more content, because I have more content coming very soon. So yeah, I will definitely link everything that I'm talking about product wise down in the description below, so that you guys can go and click it and look at that stuff for yourself. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. Thanks for coming. I hope that you come back and subscribe for more. And hit that notification bell so that you know every time I upload. Thank you guys. Bye.
Down. Where was you when the chips were